But to me, that feels really promising because we know we have the builds. We have even our bad gear right now is still good enough to survive breaking all 3 shields. And when he gets promoted each time, the dragon. So the only last hurdle, of course, we got to find a way maybe to get the 5th chest at 20K, but that's a story for many days from now. But we know now it's just kind of like a DPS check. So just making our heroes better, finding new synergies. Maybe we get a bleed hero in there. I was thinking of building up Komodo. But for now, I think pretty cool.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
How the heck are you guys? My name is Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 38 in our free-to-play series. We're going back to the guild boss today, folks. But before we can get to the guild boss, we got to talk about one special lady, and that is going to be Volka. Actually, let me take one step backwards. I posted my guild boss video, I don't know, maybe like 5 days ago. Let me know in the comments if that's way off. It feels like 5 days. And I think I did a pretty good job. I think we hit about 4.7k blood on Nightmare 3, which I was pretty proud of. But you guys pointed out, rightfully so, my positionings, my placements were good, but not optimal. I wasn't able to get tuck Imani into the range of Vortex and both Vortex and Autumn simultaneously. So we've amended that. I want to give a big shout out to one of the users, viewers that's in my Discord community, Vombada. I'll put a screenshot up right now. They shared with me a very detailed, very thoughtful placement map with arrows pointing where people should face. And then also he gave me a list, or they gave me a list of the order I should place the champions. Pretty cool. We have strayed from that a bit as we have experimented more and more, particularly with this lady here, to make the team stronger. I don't know if we'll be able to get the 6,500 blood. I'm going to tell you that right now, so that's what we need for the next chest on Nightmare 3, but no question we're about to beat our PB. So also shout out to Ulel. He's one of my video editors now. He's the only other video editor besides me, but he's awesome, straight out of the UK. And he suggested, you know, you're bringing 2 healers in. Do we need 2 healers? Or maybe should we bring Volka and she'll give a little bit of extra healing just to get us over the edge? And that's exactly what happened. So we'll check gear at the end, guys, but we will already check on Volka now. Before gear, we can do skills, and it kind of all comes down to this passive here, the Scarlet Feast. Each basic attack of the hero, so this hero, restores her HP by 6%. That is nothing to sneeze at. Each attack of an ally restores 1% HP. So all of a sudden, whenever her allies are doing basic attacks, they're just getting a little bit of self-heal, right? Just a little bit of self-heal. And that was just enough for us to take mid-on out of the team, right? If we could skill her up more and get this to 2%, this would be a lot easier. However, it is still working thus far, and it's, you know, this is a reason where if you're gonna use Volka, like in Guild Boss, I do suggest skilling her up. I did my trick here. Not really my trick, I'm sure other people do it, but skilling up just to the point of crystals, and then I'm going to wait on the crystals till the people who I'm actually working on with crystals one at a time. So for us right now, that is Nocturne. But yeah, you can see there, she is only 5 stars. So I think her and Autumn will be the only 2 5-star units we're bringing into this battle. Level 50. She's Nightmare Faction, which helps us a lot because we've got a very strong Nightmare team. You can see like a lot of our best heroes are Nightmare. There's Azor, our best Nightmare. I'm just kidding. He absolutely is not. He's at level 1 for a reason right now. Maybe we'll play with him later. But yeah, I want to go to gear because if we show here, I have gotten the 2 self-recovery things here. Looks like we can get another one. I don't know why these say self-recovery, self-HP recovery, and this one says self-heal. Sounds like the same thing to me. Let me know if they're not. But we got up to 6% on her, and that's with each attack. So I went ahead and gave her crazy high attack speed because she's going to be off to the side, not getting as much attention from Vortex, basically. A little bit, but I don't know if that's how it works. If they're further in range, honestly, now that I say it out loud, that's something like not how it works. I was thinking he prioritizes the people closer to him. Ignore that. That definitely is not how it works. However, you know, she's weaker, so she needs a little bit extra healing. So I got my handy little attack speed interval map from Mindless YouTube. Shout out to him. And the threshold for Volka as a 2.4 attack interval champion, so 2.4 seconds, to get her down to a full minus 1.0 seconds is to get her additional speed over 251. So we went 12 over there, but still pretty close to the threshold. We easily could have not done this and gone for a little bit of less and instead done a threshold of like minus 0.8 or minus 0.9. But because I just want her spamming those hits, because she's not a 6-star champion, so she's not as high attack, not as high HP, this works out really well for us. But yeah, guys, so the benefit of Volka for this comp is really twofold. So there's the sustain we just talked about, that she's healing herself, but also letting allies heal themselves a little bit. But maybe even more importantly, she's going to help us. You're going to see that, like, when we get to the stats at the end, I don't know how much damage we're going to do, but the damage is going to be higher as long as we survive, because she's getting these vulnerabilities up from her ultimate. And this is really significant, right? So we actually have put the like skill ups, like I said, in to get the up until the crystals. So you can see extra damage dealt to mark targets plus 10%. So here it's 20% damage taken by physical damage vulnerability, and then also 20% magic damage vulnerability. That is like that's nothing to sneeze at. So she's really a great support unit in terms of allowing our DPSs, damage dealers, to stay alive and also deal a little more damage. We'll show, like I said, we'll show the rest at the end. But right now I said let's just hop on into this fight. I think you're gonna be pretty impressed, or at least I was impressed watching it. And shout out to Ulel for the Volka suggestion. I thought there's no way we could keep, especially our Autumn, alive. Actually, if I hop in here, I can just show you Autumn stats. I did move some stuff around. I took her out of a Monospring set just to try to give her some more tankiness. She's got insanely low base stats, guys. She's a healer, so they tend to have low base stats, and she's only rare, and she's only 5 stars. So you can see super low HP, super low attack. So I was hunting for lots of flat stats because those scale better with her than HP would. Everything's not leveled up, but I just don't have the gold right now. However, I was amazed that with only this tiny HP pool of like 18k, we can pull it up right now, Volka was able to keep her alive, or Volka's effect, and then Autumn having a high attack speed as well, spamming out those attacks every 1.4 seconds. So actually the same as Volka. She's gonna get, she's doing her little AoE heals, which are kind of nothing because she has no attack on her basic, but every basic attack she's getting a 1% self heal. So that is something, and she stays up. So pretty cool stuff. I've talked enough. Let's check out the fight. I might be a little quiet at the beginning, as I tend to be, because I want to make sure everything goes perfect. So we can place people in order of priority. So the way I'm going to do it is we're going to go straight to Deimos, and shout out, these initial placements were courtesy of Vambada, so thank you very much. Then we got Wrath right here. Then I'm going to put Volka already right here. And then actually, guys, this is something I figured, a little trick I made up myself. I'm going to put Abomination there. So maybe you're already catching on why that's weird, but I'll explain it in a second. Then we got Nocturne pointing that way, just like Vambada said. And then we have got Autumn pointing up. Finally, we have one last deploy, and we can use our Vortex. And now we do a little bit of waiting, and we let everything load up. So you might be wondering why it's interesting I place Abomination. Well, because Imani's probably going to be better for our fight, and you'll see he's also not in the range. However, I want to let him get a couple hits out until this guy does the roar. Then we can place Imani down, and because Imani's ultimate, she has such a high initial cost on deploy, she'll already be ready on her ultimate for when his shields are going to come up. So there's the Infernal Roar. We can pick up Abomination. Abomination represent. Okay, now I'm saving all the ultimates just for the shield. We want to max out our blood as well as we possibly can. So let's wait. Nope, not yet. Quick. And you see everyone's staying up magically. It's crazy how it works all of a sudden. Clicky, clacky. Let's go. And I'm going to try to sit on another tip from Ulel. I'm going to try to sit on these Vortex heals until we absolutely need them. So usually timing out with like the Meteor Blast. So you can see there, guys, when he's still down, we were almost getting towards 1400. The best I had done before was like 1200. So we're already seeing improvements. But yeah, now just being cognizant, really, you're saving everyone for when the shield goes up and trying to be as quick about it as possible. And then also just keeping an eye on everybody with when they're going to need heals from Vortex. So it looks like we're still good right now. Okay, that's a little tight for me because we know the meteor's coming. So there you go, there are usable checks. Now I'm gonna put on 1x just to time it out perfectly because it's a lot of clicky clacking to do with Autumn into all the ults. As you can see, boom, 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 boom. Imani wasn't ready, unfortunately, but it's okay. These shields are gonna be okay for us. We'll be fine. Maybe we can get some quick hits out of Imani here. Come on, honey. Imani's our lowest damage dealer anyway of this bunch. But you can see we're making pretty good progress. We're already over 3k. 6,500 is probably not going to be in the cards for us, but I do hope we will break 5,000. Maybe let me know now in the comments if you guys think we will. I think we will. There comes an Infernal Roar. I'm keeping an eye. So probably, Vortex isn't going to be ready. Hopefully we'll survive this meteor hit. We did, guys. You can really see how they're tanking it with just one healer, and then I guess 2 healers if you're counting Autumn as a healer. We'll check what her healing stats were at the end, but I think the biggest thing you'll see is all the self heals provided by Volka. So I'm going to keep it on low here. Now it's ready. So now I'll heal up in anticipation because we know it goes like Infernal Roar and then one more Meteorite Impact. And guys, if you're struggling, just practice running Guild Boss and you'll familiarize yourself with the sequencing. I find this kind of sequencing, this kind of rhythm-based sequencing where it's like timing versus like turn-based sequencing, for me, this is more intuitive. So I really enjoy it. But yeah, we'll keep it on 1x because we're heading towards the end of the battle. So hopefully we just survive this meteorite. It looks like we should. We do. Okay, so that's what the one thing I was nervous about. Now we're gonna wait. And now we trigger. I was like a madman when I was like. So hopefully we can take down the shield. It looks like we've got a good shot here, and we're gonna take down the shield. Okay, so that's huge for us. So we're definitely gonna break our PB. But you can see 6,500 ain't happening. We just don't have, it's just a DPS check to get it all out. However, we are officially able to handle all the shields. So now it's just gonna come, can we get better gear? Can we skill up our champions? Maybe we get some new people, maybe we get some awakenings, and we can start building our units. But we're done with the shields, guys, now, so we can just trigger everything as it comes. But there's we go, there's the 5K, so I hope you believed in us. You see Nocturne did fall there. The boss starts hitting a lot harder. That's why we saved our Abomination. We can trigger here. Hopefully Autumn can get this off before she dies. Oh, she didn't even die, great. And now trigger, get some last little juice out of Deimos, our best DPS. And there you go, guys. Pretty good. 5,500, can we do it? 55? Oh, just short of 55. So we're just less than 1,000 away. But to me, that feels really promising because we know we have the builds. We have even our bad gear right now is still good enough to survive breaking all 3 shields. And when he gets promoted each time, the dragon. So the only last hurdle, of course, we got to find a way maybe to get the 5th chest at 20K, but that's a story for many days from now. But we know now it's just kind of like a DPS check, so just making our heroes better, finding new synergies. Maybe we get a bleed hero in there. I was thinking of building up Komodo. But for now, I think pretty cool. Before I forget, like I always do, let's click on the stats here. So you can see Deimos is still our MVP, but Arrogance is right behind him. And if anyone remembers, I'm pretty sure from my last video, it was like Deimos at like 10 mil and Arrogance at 9 or something around that. So you can see the stats went up a lot. And that's the benefit of not having to have the extra healer and then can focus on extra stuff. So you can see here, if you look at HP healed, you can ignore Deimos because he has his own self heals, but you can see Arrogance, Wrath is only A4, Nocturne, Imani, they don't have any self-healing in their kit. If Wrath was A5, he would. So all these heals are just the benefit of Volka's passive. And that's just the little bit it took, right? That was the best. And you can see our Autumn is absolutely spamming heals. So she's got nice stuff. This is hard to read as well because she's healing other units beside herself, but there's no question it helped. And then Vortex really putting the team on his back with heals. In terms of damage, you can see Imani's the one who's like top nominee to get off the squad. I don't really want to keep using her unless we like get a Lord from the Infernal Blast faction. But Nocturne will stay. He's really good. I think it's interesting to me that Wrath outdamage Nocturne. My Nocturne does still need to be fully skilled up, and I mean the gear is lacking, no question. So good transition into that gear. Hopefully this is helpful, guys, and maybe you can copy some of my sequencing. Again, shout out to all the different people that helped me. And yeah, maybe also just shout out to the community. Our Discord, the Fast The Fastidious, we're over 200 people now, which maybe not like sound like so much compared to like the crazy creators of the world, but we're getting there. And I will say we're very active and very collaborative. So we always have collaborative like group projects going on that I encourage people to participate so we can accomplish things together. And then I like to think I don't have much of an ego for this stuff. I think there's some things in the game I'm really good at, and there's some things in the game I don't know yet. So I'd rather just learn with the help of friends and viewers and stuff, and then we can all demonstrate it together in the videos. Okay, so let's very quickly go through, I think maybe faction by faction is the easiest since I'm very familiar with who's on these teams. So you can see we brought 5 units, or excuse me, we brought 6 units from the Nightmare faction. Oh no, 5, excuse me, 5. 5, yes, that's how counting works, Fastidious. All right, so our best gear is on Deimos. We went in like an all attack build. This has been working better for me. I think eventually, if we ever pulled a Dolores or something, we could get some inspiration, or we just had better gear, maybe we could push him into like a little bit more HP, because you can see this HP is pretty low. We can actually eventually start finishing off sets. You can see we're using all broken pieces on the right side. Usually we get full sets on the left side. But just to show you, I'll just click on the pieces really quickly so you can see. Then some big attack percentage rolls over here. If we go here, you'll see, remember guys, we're using Autumn, so we're going for like that 60 to 70% crit range. So you can see we're right sweet in it at like 63.5. Crit damage is a little low, but there is a higher defense threshold you have to clear on these bosses, and we only had 13k attack only. So that was the priority for me, but maybe we can start focusing more on crit damage and HP later on. So that's Deimos, he's our best build champion. Let's get out of here and show you Arrogance. That's gonna be number 2 for us. So you can see Arrogance, higher base stats than Deimos, so a bit easier to build. We can just click into here already. You can see I'm pretty proud of this. I nailed it again, I think, in that 60 to 70 crit range. Crit damage is low, but attack speed is like perfect. 251 is exactly the threshold for the 2.4 second interval champion he is. So we're down to 1.6 second intervals. You definitely need attack speed on Arrogance. And you can see healthy attack, nothing insane, but pretty good. We'll take that. Oh, I can show you guys artifacts too. Deimos is in Ancestral Teachings, everyone's favorite thing. Shout out to Mom Bucket. This is the only one I have like proper built, but you can see 16% is nothing to sneeze at. Then what else? And then we've got a great artifact, which I actually even promoted once, mythic artifact, Void Gazer. Maybe you guys saw it when we pulled it on stream or in one of the videos, but the more tiles you are away from the enemy, so here the boss, you can get bonuses. So here he's 4 tiles away, so we're getting 16%. This is 3%, so it would only be 12%. The 3% tile by tile when it's just 1, but when we promote it, it went up to 4. So 16% damage is really cool for him. Really good stuff. Then Abomination, I'll show you, he's in like best in class, the Soul Drainer, so he gets an extra block. We don't need that here, but we also do get the heals. His gear is whatever. We just hunted for attack, as you can see. Not an interesting build, no crit rate really to speak of, but he's barely out on the field. I'll just show you the total stats very quickly. So just under 50k, and then still somehow over 18k attack, just because he got a crazy attack pool in terms of his base stats. And then we have 2 more fighters, right? Yeah, Wrath. So Wrath actually is in Ragnarok, the free artifact you get from clearing chapter 7 of the Hero's Path. I really like this one. Increases crit damage by 12%, just flat. And then when HP drops below 50, which it definitely does towards the end of the fight, it's doubled. And I wonder if that's why he actually outpaced Nocturne this time around. He's only Awakening 4 only, but Awakening 5 is when he really would have a much stronger build for Guild Boss, because he'd be able to self-sustain, and we wouldn't have to. We could put someone else in that spot. He doesn't need to get healed by Vortex. But yeah, he's really easy to build, so I actually prioritize his build over Abomination because he has the 15% base crit rate from his talent over here. So if we look here, I didn't get it as great here with the crit rate. We got him at 54%, so slightly lower than I'd like, but that's still 84% with the bonus. Very healthy crit damage for my account at least. And then you'll see the attack is okay. Attack's pretty good. I mean, Wrath has great base stats, right? And then finally, we got Volka. Like I said, attack speed to the moon. I was going for 351 total, so 251 bonus. I think we did pretty good. And then I just wanted to make sure she didn't die. But actually, I don't even think she was close to dying because she had such high attack speed. We probably could put more attack on her in the future. And I'm very curious to see the kind of damage she does when we 6-star her. But as you saw before, she had like no damage now. So I just, random stuff, just hunting for attack speed, and then any little touch of attack we could get, and HP, but she's got very low base stats because she's only 5 stars. So that's half our team right there with the Nightmare units. Infernal should cover nearly the rest. We have 3 more units here for Infernal. We can start with my favorite girl in the whole game. Honestly, she is my favorite character in the whole game. Autumn, you can see we broke up the Monospring set, so we lost that +3 rage regen on auto, but it doesn't really matter because we still have a very high attack speed, so she regenerates that way, even though I didn't give her much percentage either. You can see here, really nothing. We're just looking for flat stats to give her tankiness to make sure she didn't die, and she didn't, so it worked. And then here, again, flat HP is on the main, so I made sure I had a 16 piece there. Attack speed whirlwind set, and then I couldn't find a good flat attack piece with whirlwind, so we went HP. But you can see HP percentage, this is just a quick little side lesson, 22.5%, let's just call it 20%. So 20% of, of let's say 4.5k HP, that's only 900 HP, right? So look how much stronger that is, 3,600, or here, 2190. So like, let's try to find a nice flat roll. Do we have a nice flat roll hiding out? I guess we're using flat mains on everything else. But a nice flat roll, certainly we could get over 900, right? Can we just quickly find anything here that I can show you guys? Yeah, so look at that. That's more than double. So with a champion like this, if they have such low base stats, flat rolls are way better than percentage rolls. She's only 5 stars and she's rare with low base stats. So that's how we did that. And make sure if you use Autumn, she has to be max skill. It's so easy, guys. Just get that 60% crit damage increase. I'm always saying this, but then people send me messages that Autumn didn't work, and I was like, well, did you skill her up? And then we got 30% crit rate increase. So that covers her, and then we got quickly damage dealers. I went for a very basic build like I like to do on my Nocturne just because I don't have the gear yet. So straight up just ignoring crit rate. I am hunting for a bit of rage regen because his ultimate's so powerful for him, and then just as much attack as we could stack. So only quote unquote 18.4. However, we did get him into another ancestral healing, not essential teaching, not as strong as the one on Deimos, but you can see 10% attack. So that will be applied after deploy. So that's like another 1800 plus attack once you calculate off that. And that is something I learned that Ulel let me in on. I just assumed something like that would be scaling off of base stats. It does not. It scales off post deploy, so post however much you've already created. So that really explains why this ancestral teachings and things like it are super powerful. Imani, now she's in like the worst DPS gear of everyone we showed so far. Super random, just some crit rate. So this gets up to like a 2/3 chance when you get the plus 30%. Crit damage is fine. So this goes up to 120 bonus. So what was that, 270 total crit damage when combined with Autumn. Attack speed's terrible, and honestly, I really felt it. You guys saw she was the one who didn't have her ultimate ready. So the way you're going to get benefit from rage regen percentage, which we left at 0, is by having attack speed, and we weren't doing any of that, and we're getting less attacks. We can definitely fix her build. This build was terrible. I'll just say that. This is a little embarrassing that I ran out this build. But you can see nice little attack here. She does have this juicy little Iax's artifact on her. Iax's rage. I love my mythic artifacts and their crazy base stats. And finally, we got 2 guys left. So certainly one of them is Vortex, and then Dagna. So Dagna I just use as a lord. She was not deployed once. She doesn't matter, but she helps Vortex get her little. Let's just show her lord skill. She helps Vortex get the extra 5%, and also what's his face? Nocturne is a dual faction member, so he's also in this faction, so he gets that as well. And then the little extra shielding, a little extra based on their max HP, it definitely helps. She's fine. I mean, rare lords are like it's minimal what they do, but it's something. And then finally Vortex, we put him increase his healing effect a lot. I think that certainly helped. You see, I went here. Maybe we'll get him into Asclepius. Very hard to say. Set. But yeah, HP is low because he's Vortex and it's frustrating. Very strong attack speed I'm happy with, and I'm very happy with his rage regen. Honestly, these 2 numbers I'm really happy with. The healing effect I'm really happy with. I just hate this number. You can see though there's room for improvement by leveling this stuff up. So actually pretty solid. And you can see we're still using some gold gear, guys. If they roll well, they roll well, especially for something like this where we don't care about the main stat because he doesn't do any attacks. Attack-based damage or something, or attack-based heals. That kind of wraps it up. Let me know in the comments if the people that were critical last time, does this answer some of your questions? Were you guys impressed by the 5,500 or just under 5,500? Do you think you were saying, why aren't you just getting 6,500? When do you guys think we're gonna get 6,500? I think that'd be a big milestone for us. Actually, let's very quickly, that's how we can finish the video. Let's just see what the difference is like in rewards. Maybe there like is none. So here we get 5-star fodder, a little gold shard, and then what happens when we hop up here? I mean, guys, so worth it. All of a sudden we have I'm sure it's a very slim chance, but the chance at a legendary hero soulstone is insanity. This is like pulling up a dupe legendary of a legendary you like, right? So like you pull this and it's like, oh, there you go Nocturne, there you go Arrogance. It'd be huge for our account. I'm pretty sure Arrogance actually gets a self heal on his A1. I would love to get that. Let me just, am I correct? Now I'm on a tangent. Yeah, crazy. Okay, so like, yeah, we want to get to that 4th chest because we want, even if it's like we get 1 every 200 days, maybe it's less, I don't know, but the chance to get that seems very exciting. Guys, I've been Fastidious. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to comment on the video, why not comment? I answer every single comment. That's a fact. You can go back and check. I've not missed a single one since I started making more content. So in a month, I've answered every comment. Also, you can share it with your mother, or just press copy link. It helps me in a big way. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.